Hello traders, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this session we're going to do a recap on our last week pairs that you are looking at, and we'll see how they played out. Okay, so first we had pound card, and we were anticipating this down move after the third touch. Yeah, so the down move was played out, but it didn't give us the third touch. So I did not get my good entry over here, because you can see it gave us double top over here, which to me is usually liquidity. So I don't usually look for entries on these double tops and double bottoms. So once I saw this price drawing the downside and breaking this low over here, I did look for my value area where I wanted to get involved in the market. So I had my orders in these levels over here, stops just above those highs, around those levels, and I was waiting to see if I could be tagged in. But as you can see, the price again broke the downside and pushed very aggressive all the way to the downside. Yeah, so with this one there was no entry. Okay, for this one there was no entry, and the price didn't give us our third touch. So it was a bit disappointing, because this one was so close to our third touch, but it didn't tap it. Okay, next is euro pound. Euro pound also had the same setup. We were expecting a third touch, but you can see with this one also we have formed equal lows over here, of which this one is still on our watch list for this week, because on our weekly forex focus you'll see it. I've analyzed it again. So, or if in my telegram you have already seen the update on this pattern, because I've already posted already. We had this double bottom, and the price pushed the upside, failing to give us that third touch. So with this double bottom, I'm seeing it as liquidity, of which I'll be expecting the price again to drop to the downside. Yeah, so this is what I'll be expecting. So we didn't get our third touch, so that means we did not get any entry. But with this one right now, if I'm to adjust it, I'll put it from these levels right here. So you adjust with what the market is giving you, and upon reanalyzing this pair, and this is the current pattern that I'm seeing here, which is so clean. Yeah, so I'll be able to see this third touch. Probably I'll locate a value area within this big candle over here. I'll locate a value area for me to look to add more confluence of this down move over here. But I'm expecting this price to drop, break these equal lows over here, then from there we push to the upside. Yeah, so this is what I'm seeing happening on euro pound, and so we'll talk more about it on our forecast. Okay, another pair that we had is CAD Swiss franc. CAD Swiss franc, we had a very nice ascending channel, of which upon this third touch the price dropped the downside, gave us correction, and then dropped again to the downside. So with this one I did get an entry. I had two entries. I had the extreme entry over here, of which I did expect this price to push all this area for me to get that entry, but you can see the price played around these areas and dropped the downside. So once it dropped the downside, breaking this low, I looked for my second value area over here, of which I got from the overall move now. Okay, so upon breaking this low, I did set my order on my value area in these areas, of which I got tagged in. The price broke the downside. Once it broke again this low, I did set my stops to break even, because we have broken the previous low. Okay, so once we broke, I set my stops to break even, and the price came back up and took me out for a break even. After that, I was focusing on my extreme high over here to take my trade for the sales. So upon tapping this area, I had not set my orders in these areas. Probably I was not looking at this pair, but you can see it drop. The 1 hour candle broke it very impulsive and shot to the upside. Even if I could have taken this trade, my stop loss could have been way tight, because it should not have gone above this high over here. Okay, so probably my stop loss could have been around 6 pips. Okay, so if I could have been in the market, then I could have been taken out with 6 pips stop loss, of which could have been a bit tight and much nice for me, for according to my risk management. So right now, currently the price is still pushing the upside. I'm having my bigger time frame value areas on top over here, so I'm just waiting to see how the market will react in those areas. So I'm expecting again a corrective move. We clear out this week, then we push to the downside. So my bias is towards the downside still, but the pair is not yet ready for that drop. Okay, so this one will have to be patient with it. It won't be on my watch lists because I have other pairs that are looking better than this one. Okay, but if you want it, just be careful with it. It might come back to this value area, then we continue again pushing the upside. So be alert on that one. Another pair we looked at was USD JPY. With USD JPY, we did analyze this pair, and I told you guys to wait for this buys on these levels over here. Okay, I told you guys to wait for the buys. So the price on this one, I was active in the market, and during the news happened with this very long wick over here. So with me, I did enter when this candle was pushing back in. Okay, so when this candle was pushing back in, I just entered immediately on that candle. I just jumped in on it, and then so the price pushed back in deeply because this one was a news candle, and I just set my stop loss below that wick, and the price pushed up nicely, gave us a pullback, and then broke again to the upside. So once we broke this high, I did set my stops around these lows over here because I didn't expect it to come back these areas. So the price pushed up, gave us another pullback, and again pushed to the upside. So when this push started to happen, I moved my stops below this low. Okay, so this is where I was taken over here. I was taken out in this area, but right now, since this candle was due to news, I'm expecting this price to come back to this same level, give us a reaction for us again to enter the market to the upside, potentially giving us this pattern over here. Yeah, this pattern. If you're in my Telegram, I've already posted this pattern. So this is the possible pattern that might happen over here. Then we have another drop to the downside. Yeah, so watch out on this one. You can catch these buys, or you can wait and catch this sells to the downside. Yeah, this one looks nice. And lastly, we looked at USD. This one was probably the best pair that we looked at. Let me just show you guys the previous analysis that we talked about last week. Okay, this is the pattern I'm seeing, and currently we don't have third touch. Okay, so this is the pattern I'm seeing, and we don't have our third touch over here. Okay, so seeing that, it means that this pattern also is not enough for this price. Is not evident enough to show us that this price will go to break this high and then give us that third touch. Okay, so with that in mind, it clearly tells us that this price might still continue to consolidate in this area before we push again to the upside. Yeah, so with this, when this forms, is where now we'll get a clear three touch pattern over here. Once we get this clear pattern, and that's where we'll be confirming now our overall bias to the upside. Okay. So as you have seen, guys, from that analysis, we have, like, the price has moved according to what we anticipated the market to do. Okay, we had this three touch pattern. We talked about this area to be tapped, then we might tap this area and again drop down. Okay, so upon dropping down, we adjust our level over here, just the same way I explained from last week's session. We adjust this level now. Okay, just with this level, and now we are waiting for this third touch again to the downside over here. So this was a nice entry. If you did catch this entry, congrats. Okay, and also there was another sell entry over here. So you could have caught both moves over here. This one was a very nice pair to trade last week. Okay, this one was a very nice pair to trade last week. I did take the buy, but I didn't take the sell, okay, because I was a little bit cautious with it, because I wanted to see a nice confirmation for me to enter this sales. So my confirmation was around these levels. Let's just show you. Okay, from this green candle over here. So I waited for the price to correct back to this candle right here. Okay, this is the candle that I wanted the price to pull back to, but you can see the price just pulled back a little bit and continued dropping to the downside. So I missed that entry for the sales. Okay, I missed that one, but all in all, the buy was amazing. The buy was amazing. So right now, what you can do is you wait for this third touch. Once we tap this one, wait for a push up followed by a pullback, and then we enter the buy. So for this one, I'm expecting the buys to go and break even this high over here, because I'm seeing this as a bigger, this one is a bigger corrective move, another bigger move to the upside. Yeah, so that's it, guys. If you followed up on our last week session, last week setups, you probably should be in profits, and congrats to that. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers, guys.